Everybody's going through. So when people get this mentality of like, you don't understand me, you can throw a rock to someone that can understand you if they're willing to break themselves down and stop hiding.
If you're saying, well, it's difficult, it's hard, kill it. That's not an acceptable reason anymore.
No matter what's going on, you can choose to think differently, believe differently, see differently.
Rise and shine, it's espresso time!
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee and sip on today's message from David Goggins. Also, if you want to have more confidence, check out my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
You will never learn from people if we always tap dance around the truth. Everything I didn't want to do is what got me to where I'm at today. The most important conversation is the one you have with yourself. You wake up with it, you walk around with it, you go to bed with it. Eventually, you act on it. Sometimes you act on it good, sometimes bad. You got to change the internal dialogue. That person in your head that's talking that to you, until you change the internal dialogue in your head, until you callous over the victim's mentality that the world is out to get you because of you are the only, you got to change that, man.
Yeah, but you don't understand my life, David.
Yeah, I do. So that's the thing about it. And that's why I can talk about it. But yeah, I get what you're saying. A lot of folks I get that mentality. I once had that mentality that no one understands what the fuck I'm going through. And if you keep that mentality, you're going to stay in the same exact spot that you're in, that no one understands me. There's millions of people. Why do you think a book that I self-published, is doing so well with a story that's so fucked up? People like, I'll never forget when I went to a publishing house, like, who's going to resonate with this story? No one's going to buy this book. I'm like, are you not in the world? Are you not in society? You're never alone. Everybody's going through. So when people get this mentality of like, you don't understand me, you can throw a rock to someone that can understand you if they're willing to break themselves down and stop hiding. Mm-hmm. A lot of people understand you, but you got to stop hiding. And that's why I tell people, a lot of people are going through, they just hide better than you did. That's all they did. They're just hiding better.
The reason why you are not further ahead is you have told yourself that you are not capable of it. That's it. And you'll come up with really smart reasons that are based in logic as to why you're not more successful. You are a genius. You are excellent. And so you'll come up with really smart genius reasons as to why you are not further ahead right now. But at the end of the day, you're just afraid and you don't think you're capable. That's what I want to change in you today. So I sat down yesterday with an entrepreneur who is an up-and-coming entrepreneur. He's had a job for a long time. He's now in his mid-50s, and he got let go from his job, and he interviewed for another job, and it didn't feel it was a quite fit, and he didn't get the job, but he doesn't want to go back and get another job. He wants to now go do his own thing. But there's that gnawing little voice in your head that says, who am I to do this? Who am I to be an entrepreneur? Who am I to bring value to others? Who am I to make money off this idea? Why not just go play it safe and get a job working with somebody else? And his one word was getting down to saying yes. Like, you have to say yes. And so this is where it's really important. When you know what you stand for, when you know what your core value is, whenever you see it, and then you see your life not aligned with it, you're going to be unhappy. If you're unhappy, if you need more boldness, more motivation, more confidence, more courage, look to your most important core value. Look at what you stand for. Look at who you are. Because if your one word is all about saying yes to things, then you have to say yes. Right? You have to go off and do it, because otherwise you'll live your entire life in regret. So here he is, this entrepreneur who's now in his mid-50s, who's been let go from his job, who's now trying to start up his own career, his own thing, just got his first speaking gig, just getting started with his YouTube channel and podcast and building momentum. And that's what it's all about. He has all the skills, he has all the talents, he's been in this industry for decades, he knows what he's doing, and yet he's afraid. He's afraid that he's not good enough. He's afraid that it's not going to work out. He's afraid that people won't find his expertise, his knowledge valuable. And I think that's most people. I think everybody's a genius. I think you're a genius. I think you have Michael Jordan level talent, skills at something. You're just doing the wrong thing. And we're afraid. You're afraid to take action. You're afraid to do the thing. And so you'll live your entire life with regret, knowing that you are capable of more. You right now know you're capable of more. Even if your friends and family and the people around you say, wow, you're doing such a good job, you know you're capable of more, and you're not living up to your potential. That's most people. And why are you not living up to your potential? Because you're afraid of what that means. You're afraid of the obstacles you have to overcome. You're afraid of the difficulties that you have to go through. You're afraid of being judged. You're afraid of a failure happening and it being catastrophic and you not being able to recover. You're just afraid. And so we need to crush that. We need to crush that. We need to teach yourself that you do scary things. So I'm going to give you a 3-step process that will help. Step number 1 is you do hard things. Look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, why am I not more successful? Well, this thing that I need to do is hard. Great. You do hard things. You love hard things. You don't want easy things. You want easy things for the rest of your life? No. You're not happy doing easy things. You want easy things, go tie your shoelaces every day. Go run a race against 3-year-olds every day. Go do things that are inside your comfort zone and easy. You will eventually learn to hate your life. You don't want to just do easy things. All growth comes from progress. You want to do challenging things. You want to do difficult things. You don't want easy things. So watch your language. When you're talking to other people, when you're talking to yourself, what's the reason why you're not pursuing your goals? As hard as you're capable of, because I know you're pursuing your goals, but not as hard as you're capable of. Why? If you're saying, well, it's difficult, it's hard, kill it. That's not an acceptable reason anymore. You do hard things. You love difficult things. Anytime you catch that in your language or your thought patterns, you need to flip it and you need to move towards that thing. If it's hard, if it's difficult, you love doing it. Number 2 is you do scary things. You love scary things. You love scary things. We need to adopt this mindset. If the voice in your head coming in is, well, I'm not doing it because I'm scared, great. You love scary things. When your heart's beating like this, you do it. Because what's the alternative? You do things that are not scary. You want to photocopy your life every day. You want to stay inside your comfort zone and just do the things that you know how to do that are never scary. You don't want that life. Not if you're an entrepreneur, not if you're watching this channel. You don't want that life. You love scary things. If you don't have something in your calendar that makes you scared, you hate your life. That's most people. Most people wake up and have nothing in their calendar that makes them scared. And they hate their life because it's just a photocopy of the same day over and over and over and over and over again. And then they can't wait for the vacations and the weekends because it's just some kind of escape from a life that they hate. You don't want that life. You love scary things. And so if the reason in your head for not doing the thing that you need to do is because it's difficult, nope, you do difficult things. Or it's because it's scary, nope, you do scary things too. Catch your thought patterns, catch your language, and when you find the reasons because you're just scared, teach yourself. You have to go do that thing. And number 3 is you tie your self-esteem to the effort, not the results. One of the big reasons why people don't accomplish the success they're capable of is because they tie their self-worth to the results, not the effort. Where if you're trying something new that's difficult and it's scary, chances are you're gonna suck at the beginning. You're just gonna suck. It's okay, it's great. It doesn't mean you suck as a person, as a human, you just don't have the skills yet. But if you tie your self-worth to the effort, to say, I am proud of my effort, this needs to be your goal. That by the end of tonight, before you sleep, before your head hits the pillow, you ask yourself, am I proud of the effort that I put in today? Even if you didn't get results, even if most days you don't get results, if you put in effort that you are proud of, I promise you, maybe not on a daily basis, but I promise you, you will accomplish way more results than you would if you just did things that you tied your self-worth to winning, right? If you tie your self-worth to winning, then you just do things that you know you're gonna win at, or have a pretty high chance, right? A 90% chance of winning. That's what you're gonna do for life. And so therefore you play small for life. If you tie your self-worth to winning, you play small for life. If you tie your self-worth to the effort, you'll accomplish more than your wildest dreams. Now I've got a special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, question of the day, I wanna know what is the hard thing that you are going to take action on today? And if you're gonna take action, give me a hashtag believe in the comments down below.
Literally, the first time I wrote this whole article, it was my first blog article, and it was all about how if I were hit by a drunk driver, I would take ownership of that. I would say that is my fault. And people were pissed. And I was so shocked. I literally thought, I want to pull people from the matrix. What's the one gift that I could give people that will change their life forever? And I wrote this whole thing, and I was like talking about like, oh man, you're in this spot and it ends up being a kill box and there's cars on either side of you and a car in front of you and your horn dies and you can't even start your car and move. You look in the rearview mirror and this drunk driver's plowing down, they smash into you and it's all your fault. And thank God, because now you remember that you're in control. But people thought I was victim shaming. People were outraged that I would say that that was anyone's fault but the drunk driver. But I don't want to do that because I choose not to ever be a victim. I cannot choose whether I'm victimized. But I have the ability to say, I will never be a victim. Because there's always something you can do differently. There is always something you can do differently. And once you understand that you can always make a different choice and get a different reaction, and that's the power in your life, that's the power that you have, is no matter what's going on, you can choose to think differently, believe differently, see differently. All of those things are a choice. Read Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Lost his whole family to the Holocaust. Was in, I think, 5 different concentration camps. And he said the thing that people die of in a concentration camp is the loss of a why. And Nietzsche said if you have a why, you can survive almost any how. Because you can always change how you think about something. And when you change how you think about it, it's what we've been talking about all day. When you change how you think about it, you actually change the event.
If you want another awesome video in our Black Excellence series, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.